Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Radio Toons podcast. How's it going?
I'm Ernie.
I'm Steve. And we're doing good apparently because Ernie didn't answer me right there.
Sometimes it's a little hard to tell when you're talking to me and when you're talking to them,
Oh,
the
sorry.
audience. So
I'm talking to you. How are you doing, Ernie?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's
Yeah?
been a good week. Like, so much crap to play. And it always happens at the end of the year. It's always like the flood of games starts to happen around this time.
You know what I gotta say? These last 2 weeks I've had nothing but good shit to play. I feel very blessed with things to play.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
But not to mention, you also, right around the time that, right before all that, you got the PS4.
Yeah.
And then you started ramping up with that.
Yeah, September in general, I guess, was just a real good month for video games, in my opinion. But you just brought to my attention the Justice League trailer.
Woo!
I guess this... I didn't even know this was big news.
That's just it. Like, it came out, and like nobody was really posting about it. Nobody was I found it on accident because you go to your YouTube and all of a sudden it says #1 trending, and I watched it and I was just like, this was #1 trending, really?
I mean, it's DC is gonna be big news all the time. People like Batman.
I mean, that's what they said when Ben Affleck took over for Batman. They're like, dude, he's good, man. Batfleck.
I mean, I think Batfleck, is that real?
He had a shirt made up and everything that says Batfleck on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's really.
It's not. I'm being sarcastic. Okay, so this trailer came out, and then I heard the Star Wars trailer came out. So yeah, I'm not gonna watch the Star Wars trailer, so I'm not gonna talk about it. I assume it's gonna be in space. I assume there's gonna be lightsabers.
No.
Yeah, and so I'll watch.
I think Luke's in it.
Yeah, I'll watch Star Wars when it comes out.
Yeah.
But Ernie just showed me the Justice League trailer, so I just wanted to give my thoughts on that real fast.
Oh, you know what? Let me just catch you up because you didn't watch Batman vs Superman, right?
I did not.
Okay, so just the bullet points in that. Batman comes out of retirement, right?
Okay. So he went into retirement.
Yeah, he's older.
Okay.
Right? So he meets Superman. Superman tells him, "Hey, don't be being Batman no more."
Okay.
And they fight. And in the midst of the fight, Wonder Woman shows up, and they're like,
Okay.
"Is she with you? Is she with you?" Blah blah blah. All of a sudden, Doomsday shows up.
Doomsday shows up.
Doomsday shows up, and they're like, "Dude, we should fight this guy.
Okay.
We should fight this guy." And anybody that knows anything about Superman knows that when Superman fights Doomsday, he dies.
It's not Darkseid. It's
No, Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Yeah, a guy
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
Superman Doomsday is the one where he dies.
yeah, exactly. So he
Okay.
dies. That's kind of the bullet point. So he's dead now.
Uh-huh.
And we got Justice League.
Okay, let me just say this right off the bat. What is it about DC superheroes that I see them and I hear their stories and I'm just like, this is a silly character. Don't try to make this into a realistic gritty, you know what I mean? Like Aquaman, Aquaman, dude. Who gives a shit about? No one cares. You're not gonna make that character cool. Just stop trying to make that character like a badass.
They are really trying because okay, so man, they've been trying with Aquaman forever. Everybody knows the orange pants with the yellow and the green, right?
Yeah.
And everybody makes fun of them. Big Bang Theory made fun of them. Everybody hates
Sure.
Aquaman. Then they were like, you know what? What if we cut off his hand and we give him a hook?
Uh-huh.
What if he didn't have that hand? What if he made that hand out of water or something? They've been trying so many things to make him relevant. And now in this one, they gave him this big old tough guy beard.
Uh-huh.
They got the buffest guy they could find.
He looks like a metalhead.
Exactly. And then he's got tattoos all over himself.
Right.
They're really trying to make this guy dude, you don't want to F with
He's extremely
Aquaman.
What did they say? He's overcompensating.
I
for
think that. Yeah,
yeah
I think that for sure.
Cyborg looks, geez, where do I even start?
Oh my gosh.
He looks like a fucking horrible CG PS1 cutscene or something. He just looks so fucking bad.
He's so shiny and perfect in every single thing I've seen him in. Earlier this week I tweeted because they had the playing cards of them. They're Cyborg, Wonder Woman, blah blah. And I saw the one where it's him and it says all in underneath. And I was like, whoever photoshopped this should be fired.
Yeah, it looks...
and that's obviously an overreaction. But then I saw him in the trailer flying. I'm like,
It's real.
That's real. That's a real picture.
You know what's okay? So Cyborg only came out in this movie, right? He's new.
Yeah. As far as I know, yeah.
Why is he like a fucking 12-year-old kid? That's just how it is.
I mean, I don't know. We used to watch Teen Titans, and he's in that. I think he's supposed to have been around already.
Okay.
But maybe in this, because they have like 15 billion universes in this thing.
Okay.
Well, so, I don't know.
Okay, so let's see. Like the Flash, I'm just gonna go down the list. The Flash.
Yeah.
I think he seemed pretty cool.
He seems fine. He's obviously the comic relief.
Yeah, out of all of them, he seems to have the most personality. There's actually a joke at the end of this trailer. He says something like, "Oh, that's your bat signal. That's how we know we're supposed to go." And I was like, "Okay, that's not a bad joke."
Is it a joke though? Because he's just pointing out what's happening.
It's like a Michael Cera kind of like moment. Like, oh, I'm so awkward. I'm so. I'm pointing out the obvious.
Hey guys, look! Yeah. It's that thing that we.
I'm overly describing something that's really obvious, so it's funny.
Am I not sure that everybody here knows about it? Okay,
yeah.
I obviously already said it out loud.
Yeah, so, exactly. So it's like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
All I was gonna say is, I feel like Ben Affleck kind of kills the momentum on that joke.
Well, him and Wonder Woman are supposed to be like mom and dad, because he's like, in this one, I think he's supposed to be, I mean, he's obviously an older Batman, and he's just like, man, kids these days.
Yeah, but the way he reacts is just like, yeah, that's what it is. And I'm just like, that was a joke, dude. Like, fucking laugh. Or like, I mean, don't react. Like, it was just a weird reaction. I think the way they edited that, I guess, is just kind of strange.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, like, just taking you through the trailer, they start out with Lois Lane, and she's talking to Soups in a cornfield.
Oh, by the way, I didn't know Lois Lane was. Is it?
I think it's called. Her name's Amy Adams, right?
Amy Adams. That's right. Yeah. I didn't know that.
She was fine in the last one, but they didn't really give her a lot to work with in Batman vs Superman. And
I don't know.
She was, like, in my opinion, they haven't really given her anything to work with in Man of Steel or in Batman vs Superman, but. That's just me.
Seems like a really stupid choice for Lois Lane. I don't know why. She just doesn't look like Lois Lane to me.
Is it just because she has red hair?
Maybe. I affiliate that with, like, Mary Jane, I guess. You know, red hair Mary Jane.
Yeah, well, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Although you didn't... I mean, Mary Jane was, like, in the Marvel one, she definitely wasn't the thing, but we still were like, oh, dude, Mary Jane. And Homecoming.
It's not Mary Jane. It's not. We already discussed it.
MJ. Anyway, so it starts out with her talking to Soups about getting engaged. Mm-hmm. It's a really bad, clunky line where he goes, I'll take that as a yes. And she's wearing the engagement ring, but then it flashes forward where she's throwing dirt on his grave.
Okay.
And then, like, fast forward some more where, like, she's in bed and she's missing him, but then there's a news report about an invasion happening. Okay. So you kind of, like, go pretty fast into that whole thing, and then lots of shot of invasions.
So let's talk about Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman... I didn't see the movie.
No, me neither.
Her costume, I think, is probably one of the best looking ones.
Yes.
It looks like something you could wear, not like half of it is CG.
Definitely. I mean...
I actually really like the fact that, like, a lot of it is just her and her... Like, what am I trying to say? Like, it's a tiara kind of thing. Yeah. And, like, her hair is sticking out. Yeah. And, like, it just doesn't look like she's covered in... Like, okay, let me take the Flash's costume, for example. Okay. It looks like all these weird fucking panels that are stitched together. And
it does.
And there's really weird, like, intricate designs in between them. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, where did he get that costume? Like, did he... Who the fuck designed that shit? Like, and... It just
I'm sure it's explained a little more in the doesn't he have a CW show? Flash.
That's not the same thing, though.
It's not the same?
I don't think there's any continuity between anything DC.
Okay. Like, all right, so let's just act like there's nothing else.
Because, like, the Dark Knight doesn't come into this movie.
No, it does not. It does not, no.
They're all, like, separate universes.
Yes.
Okay, whatever. Or, like, Suicide Squad, does that have Ben Affleck in it?
It does have Ben Affleck in it.
Oh, it does? Yeah. So that's part of this?
And, yes, it is. Yes, it does have Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Joker's in it, and the continuity, at least with Batman, is there.
Okay.
And as well as Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and this one all go together.
Okay.
Okay, so those all I think they refer to it as like they always call back to Superman fighting Zod and stuff. They always talk about that. So that all
So
that stuff.
so that shit piles up.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I get it.
Now, to be honest, the only like I haven't seen the Wonder Woman movie, so I can't say anything about that. What I will say is, I kind of like a while back they gave Wonder Woman some pants instead of like the little dress. I would have loved to have seen that in this, like because I don't think like she's a warrior.
I like.
Why would she wear a dress and like a?
I think Xena would have something to say about that.
Listen,
Xena does have a skirt.
I know she does, but she looked pretty badass with the pants on.
Okay, maybe that's why I like Wonder Woman, because I like Xena, and they have kind of like a similar vibe. I don't know, like that whole like woman with the sword and the shield, or like a armor like that looks like a dress. I think it looks cool.
No, I mean, there's justification for it.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying is like I would have preferred that. But I mean, if you look at any like old school Gladiator movie, they always had the little skirts on too.
Yeah,
so it's not like it was a gender thing. Right. It makes sense.
Like,
but,
what is she like? She's Greek, right?
No, she's she comes from that island, like of Amazonian women.
It's not a Greek thing though.
I mean, there's definitely things about it that look like that, but I don't think
like Roman or something.
I don't know. Okay. You'd have to look into it. And
I don't know. Okay, I haven't watched that movie. Okay, so who's left? Batman?
Batman, which is just Batfleck, and he talks about making a promise to Superman because, they all fought Doomsday in the end.
I mean, I think I agree with everyone else that Batman, or Batfleck, as you say.
Yeah, Batfleck.
I think he looks pretty cool as Batman. Like,
he does.
It's a shame that he's wasted on these terrible movies, because he does, like, I don't know if it's like the shape of his face, or the fact that he's like probably one of the older actors to play Batman. I think he looks kind of cool.
It really takes off. It really takes after that Frank Miller look, where it's like all big.
You know what? Actually, I was gonna say the suit looks pretty cool, just because it doesn't look like any other one you've seen in the movies, at least.
I mean, I think if you watch Batman vs Superman, his parts where like he's taking people out and stuff, they look the best, and the what is it? The fight sequences with him are awesome. Although I kind of like the one thing I will say about that is like I'm pretty sure he murdered everybody that he punched in that movie.
Okay.
But it's not like it's confirmed. I was like, but I thought Batman didn't kill anybody. But whatever. Anyway.
Isn't that the plot to Batman Beyond? He stopped because he killed somebody or something?
He was going to, or in the cartoon at least, he was going to.
He shot somebody or something?
Pulls a gun on a kid and he's like, if I can't do this without a gun, I shouldn't do it. And
I see.
Stops doing it. But he looks good, and they keep making reference to Superman in it, like the world needs Superman, and they even show the memorial. That's from the comic books where it says.
So is he gonna come back or what?
I have a feeling he is. He'll be resurrected some way. Maybe Darkseid will have something to do with it.
Okay, and then so the rest of this trailer takes place in what looks like hell, because there's just like a fucking crazy amount of CG surrounding.
It's so bad.
It looks really. It looks really weird. And then there's a shot where Cyborg catches Aquaman.
Oh no.
And then Aquaman says, "My man." So I'll just
wait.
Let you guys.
The beginning of that is so terrible because like Aquaman is somehow in the air, just like killing dudes. Because, and just so you know, I can't confirm it, but like the whole plot looks like Darkseid invades the world because Superman's not around anymore, so he could just take over.
It's right. Darkseid or it's Doomsday? See, I get
Darkseid. Darkseid's the guy with the like he's always standing perfectly still. He's got the red eyes, and he looks like he's like just like a blue dude. And he's pretty thick, and he has that Omega beam that he shoots out of his eyes.
He's thick. Okay, gotcha.
That thick boy.
Yeah.
No, he invades because like all those flying monsters look like the ones from the comics that he used to unleash.
Gotcha.
And there's like these burned in symbols on the floor that look like his planet Apocalypse. So it's like I'm guessing that's just from the trailer because they always screw around with the continuity with these things.
Right.
But like it's bad because Aquaman is flying in the air somehow, and then Cyborg flies in and catches him in this like, oh my gosh, like he looks like he's not even in the suit because like it's moving, but he doesn't seem to be moving quite right with it.
You know what's weird too is like the way he catches him. He catches like his trident.
Yeah.
And Aquaman is somehow like I don't know how to
he's
describe
still kind of holding on. Like he's
I don't
like,
know how to describe it. Like, you think he would be hanging on, like, with his arm above him.
Yeah.
But his arm is at his side, and he's just flying with him.
Or maybe he's grabbing, like, the back of his, like, net thing that he has around his arm. But he's just hanging there, and it doesn't look right.
Yeah, it looks really stupid.
And then he says, ride's not over.
That's what he says. And then he says...
And he's like, my man.
Yeah.
And then he tosses him again. And his Aquaman...
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen him yet, so I don't really know his personality, but does that sound like what the King of Atlantis would say?
Sure. Yeah. He commands his army and he says, my man. I don't know. You know, I mean, that's what I mean. It's like, Aquaman, it's like, if he's going to be cheesy, or if everyone thinks he's like a pussy, or whatever, just use that. Like, play that up somehow, you know? Like...
Yes, but I mean,
like a character like Cyclops in the X-Men, you don't have to make him overly badass. It doesn't work. He's a leader, you know? Like, he used that kind of, like, angle on him and just run with it. You don't have to go... Not everyone has to be badass or whatever.
But that's the problem, is that they want everybody to be badass.
Let me give you a good example. There was a cartoon called Wolverine and the X-Men, I believe it was called.
Wait,
right?
Is that the one where they're all in high school?
No. It's this one where, for some stupid-ass reason, Cyclops has a trench coat, and he wears all black, and he still has his visor.
Okay.
He wears that wiener-looking suit that he has in the original X-Men.
Okay.
And Wolverine is the leader in this show, and he's the guy that's all noble and...
That's stupid.
Yeah, right? Because it's like that's Cyclops' role. Just let him do that. Wolverine is supposed to be the badass, like...
Yeah, Cyclops is supposed to be straight edge.
Yeah.
And, like, Wolverine's supposed to be the guy that, dude, I've been through some things.
Yeah, Wolverine's supposed to be, like, 4 feet tall, hairy, and just...
Yeah, I think his size in the comics was 5'2". He's always hunched over.
Yeah, he just doesn't give a shit. So I don't know. That's what I feel like they're doing in this movie. It's like, they're trying to take somebody who's supposed to be, like, kind of like a happier...
I mean, he's supposed to... Like, he's the King of Atlantis, so he's supposed to be a great leader and all that stuff. And to be honest, like, wouldn't you think he'd be the leader of the Justice League, being that he commands an entire kingdom?
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
Commands literally armies of whatever. But they're trying... Because they're going to make the Aquaman movie, too. So they got to, like, entice people with this one and be like, you're going to want to watch Aquaman after this.
I don't. I watched the trailer and I don't want to watch the movie. Oh, by the way, me and Ernie were staring at this end slate that they have here.
Oh my gosh! Please capture it and put it up. I want people to see it.
I'll put this image up on the screen. It just looks like the fucking stupidest thing you could ever think. Like, it looks like something that was put on like a mashup T-shirt site or something, or like something you would see on those $11 T-shirt sites. It's just a graphic design mess.
Steve, you can't save the world alone.
Yeah, is that what it says?
Can't save it alone. The one that bothers me the most is right where it says "the world alone."
the
Batman symbol is turned on its side, and you can barely make that out as an E. And I'm like, you're really pushing that one.
Not to mention, okay,
they couldn't cross a T with that.
Albeit, Cyborg doesn't even have a logo. You can't just...
Apparently he does.
You can't just make a logo for Cyborg and throw it in the movie.
But why Cyborg? Like, they have so many, like, Justice League people. They could have used so many other people.
You know...
Like, they could... Like, listen, Cyborg's going to be introduced right away, right?
Uh-huh.
The one person that's always in the cartoon is Jean, which he's Martian Manhunter. But they call him Jean in it.
Uh-huh.
Why not him? You're introducing a new character regardless. Why can't it be Martian Manhunter?
Yeah, I gotta say, like, the look of the team... like Cyborg, the Flash, and Batman, and Wonder Woman, and it's just like these people don't look like they would like each other. You know, like, okay, let me say something real fast. Like,
because I was about to stop you.
Yeah. Shut up for a second.
Everybody, shut up.
Of the Avengers, the original Avengers wasn't the ones in the movie, right?
What do you mean?
It wasn't the Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, and...
Oh no. It was like there was the Human There's a different set. Yeah, you're right.
All I remember was Ant-Man was in it. He was part of the original one, and all I have to say is, like, so Marvel saw that and they said, no one gives a shit about Ant-Man. Don't put him in the Avengers movie. You know, like, make the Avengers movie about people that they make it about characters that people care about. You know, I think Justice League should have done the same thing. It's like, why are you putting Cyborg in this? Why are you putting Aquaman in this movie? You're trying to force people to care about these characters. Nobody cares about them. Like,
I kind of agree because, like, I don't know. I don't want to seem like I'm just defending Marvel, but they did even if you hate the Avengers,
right?
You have to realize at least they did it the right way, where they made these movies and then they brought them all together in a movie. So even like if you've watched one, you're like, at least I want to watch this movie because I like one of the people in this, you know, kind of thing. In this one, you got 3 people, only 2 of which have actual movies for their own, right? So only Wonder Woman and Superman have their own movie.
Okay.
Batman doesn't have his own movie. Cyborg, Flash, or Aquaman, they don't have their own movie. So you're going in and you're going to have to do like almost an origin for 4 different people.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know how they're going to do it.
No, especially in the last one where like it was Batman versus Superman. It should have, instead of saying Dawn of Justice, should have said versus Wonder Woman, because it was all 3 of them in the movie, and then they weren't even versus each other. They were versus Doomsday. So it's like you had a lot to do in a movie, and arguably they didn't do it well.
I mean, I guess that's just what they do. They lie to you in the trailers. Like Suicide Squad wasn't even about the Joker, right? There was only like...
Well, Suicide Squad's not supposed to be about the Joker.
But he was the majority of the trailers and a majority
Well, he was a majority of the news for sure, and like supposedly they shot a bunch of crap with him, and now he's only like in there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was like big news that Jared Leto was doing all this prep work to be the Joker.
And he's in there for 5
and he's in there for like, I think it's 7 minutes and something seconds, like they counted it.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then the rest of the cast nobody gave a crap about.
Yeah.
Except you're supposed to care about Will Smith, but you don't.
You know, somebody I know who tends to like any movie saw that movie recently, and they were just like, yeah, it fucking sucks. And I was just so surprised to hear that, because this person, like, they seem to like everything they watch. You know, they don't try to judge things, but they were just like, I couldn't sit through it. It was just so fucking bad. And I was like, wow. Says a lot.
That says a lot. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and it's just like a bad mishmash, and like the plot of that movie doesn't make any sense. Like, essentially, this is what they talk about in one of the scenes really quickly. They're like, what if Superman comes down to the White House and says he's taking over? What are we going to do? And they're like, well, we'll have this Suicide Squad to take care of him. Like, really? They're going to take out Superman?
That's the whole point of the movie?
They literally say something like that in a boardroom. Like, what if Superman were to turn on us? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, and then she's like, well, we'll have a Suicide Squad. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You got Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
Good.
Make sure you get Harley Quinn.
Make sure that everybody dresses like Harley Quinn this Halloween.
Yeah, man. That sucks. I feel bad for people that were fans of like the Harley Quinn in the animated series. And like the first on-screen representation is just this poor, or like this like,
I mean, like
this like this raggy looking, like really try-hardy, like Hot Topic girl.
Yeah, she looked more trashy than she did. Like, I mean, that was obviously that they were going for a more like gritty. I guess it was like more gritty.
I mean, I guess
whatever.
she was like that in the Arkham games, right? So
kind of.
Because
remember, like the first time they introduced her in the Arkham game, she's in her outfit, but she's in a nurse's outfit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's never in her like costume. She's alterated like this nurse outfit.
That's Arkham Asylum.
No, she's a nurse at Arkham.
Really?
Yeah, and like she's in that outfit. In the next one, she has another costume that's more scantily clad and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like that seemed appropriate because she made that costume. This was like she had shirts and some booty shorts,
mm-hmm.
and that was it. That was her whole thing, and she got it like custom printed, so it said Harley Quinn on her shirt.
It's just, it's just weird too, because it's like, no offense to her as a character, but she's just the Joker's sidekick. Like, what is she gonna do with the bat? Or what is she gonna do with like a hammer?
I know, that's why I'm like, Suicide Squad doesn't make any sense. Like, everybody else has like a bunch of people have actual powers,
right?
And then why is she there, right? Because Deadshot is like a really good shot. Some guy in Miguel Fuego, he can actually shoot fire. Like, there's these people with actual powers. Killer Croc is like this huge dude who has like immense like physical strength.
Uh-huh.
She has a baseball bat.
Yeah. She's the person on the team that fucking sucks. But she still says we, you know?
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
still out there like, we're here, and they're all looking at her like, yeah, I mean, we could do this without you, but whatever.
And there's some guy named Captain Boomerang, right?
Really?
Guy who throws boomerangs?
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Ooh.
I don't know. Batman,
Anyway.
Batman has some weird villains. I know one of them is called Calendar Man. So
Yeah. Anyway, back to this little trailer, because I just want to say one last thing about it.
go for it.
The whole thing is so unevenly balanced. Because
Okay.
you got this like really somber beginning where you
Right.
do the whole Batman thing. Or sorry, the whole Superman thing. And then it kind of goes, I don't know, halfway through it it starts to ramp up, but I don't feel the like such a huge sacrifice. They're like, they don't set anything up, and the whole thing almost seems like a joke, because I laughed when he went, my man, and then at the end of the trailer, he lands on Batman's Batmobile and he goes, woo!
Is
Or
that what
like,
he does?
yeah, no, he says yeah, and he lands, and then it says all in,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, what?
Is All In not something from the comics? Is that not from the comics?
They might as well put a hashtag in front of it.
I
Because
think
it seemed like, what are you doing? Like, it just, I don't know.
That's
They really want this to be, we're all a team, because there were so many points in the movie where they're like, I'm gonna smile at you, you're gonna smile at me, and then we're gonna smile at each other.
I mean, that's just the writers all in. I mean, they just
jeez.
said this is our careers, all in. You know what's weird too is like I always have problems with like characters like the Flash, because like he's so fast. It's like how does he get hit by anything? You know.
Yeah, no, I get you. They do.
This is what I mean by like DC characters are just kind of silly because
It's because
like,
they're so overpowered.
yeah, like how do you find weaknesses in these characters sometimes? You know, like or how do you explain some of these things?
That's just the problem in the writing, is that these people are so overpowered. What do you do to like combat them? Because either you make their villains like Darkseid, and they can't fight Darkseid every week. You know,
Right.
the Darkseid has to be like the once in a while kind of thing. So who do they fight? They fight Lex in some metal suit. Some bad guy thinks of a weakness that they might have.
I feel like they only killed Superman because he would have made the movie too easy.
Exactly.
You know? Like,
yeah. And that's just it. Like I feel at some point they're gonna bring him back because they keep referring to him, blah blah blah. And it wouldn't be a Justice League movie without him. Like I'd be very surprised if they did this whole movie without Superman.
Yeah, because
And like we were referring to that image, the S is in there. You can't save the world alone. It has the Superman symbol right there. So
right.
he's gonna be in there. There's not a Justice League movie without Superman.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
There's gonna be this scene where he sticks his hand up from the grave and he's just like, I'm back, baby.
That would be cool, yeah.
I'm back, baby.
He just
he sticks his hand out.
And then and then Aquaman grabs his hand and he says, "My man." Pulls him out.
My Superman.
Yeah, he pulls him out of the grave.
I almost want to. You know what? I almost want to go see it just to see how bad it is, but I kind of don't want to give them my money.
I would say stop doing that, everybody. Everybody who says, let's go watch this movie as a joke, don't.
Stop it.
You're giving money to fucking shitty companies. You know how many people said, hey, I got an idea. I'm going to go watch the Emoji Movie as a joke. Stop.
Stop it.
You're giving them money.
Stop giving Adam Sandler your money.
Yeah, so just... hey, Adam Sandler, Jesus Christ.
But anyway...
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
let's segue out of that because you've been playing a game this week.
Yeah, let's shift.
Let's actually
shift topics here. I've been playing a game this week. I'm a little late on this one. Stardew Valley just came out on Switch. I'm sure everybody's played this game already.
As is with the Switch, in between the big releases, they just say it's like, "Hey, remember this from last year or 2 years ago?"
Right.
Or Skyrim.
And you know what? Too, I would love to say like, hey, this is a great game to have on Switch, but I feel like that's just any game.
Yeah.
Good games to have on Switch, all of them. Like, if I had anything on Switch, I think it would be fucking great. But this game seems to work just because it's like, I don't know, the nature of it. It's just a farming game. Mm-hmm. It's basically a Harvest Moon clone.
Yeah, that's how you described it to me right away.
So, some background on this game. It's made by one person. A guy named Eric Barone. I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
That's really impressive.
He's the sole programmer, artist, musician, writer, everything. He did everything. I guess this guy said after he graduated college, he didn't want to get a fucking cubicle job. So
Okay.
he's like, let me just use all the free time I have and pour it into making this game. And he spent so much time on it that his girlfriend at the time, she was like, well, I have to provide for the family or for their income or whatever. And she provided for them while he made this game. And it took him 4 years to resounding success.
She must have really loved that guy.
Yeah, it's a really nice feel good story. It's cool to hear what could happen just by encouraging somebody who's like passionate about something. Especially your significant other.
Yeah,
it's always nice.
I'm sure she got the whole. Is he still working on that game?
Yeah.
Like I guess people don't understand that. Like if you don't have a team of like 100,000 people working on a game,
Right.
takes a little while.
Yeah, he was working 10 hours a day, and when the game actually came out, that went up to 15 hours a day because people were constantly finding bugs and saying like, "Hey, this shit doesn't work." And being the sole owner of this game, he's the only one dealing with bug reports and all this shit. And they did have a publisher, Chucklefish, and Chucklefish basically gave out free copies and stuff to YouTubers and Twitch streamers, and they basically did the whole publicity thing for him,
right?
And helped him get this game into the spotlight, and it really paid off for him. And that's cool. I'm glad to hear.
This game originally came out last year.
I'm not sure when it came out. It came out a while ago. I think it was last year. And it's $15 game, pretty fucking reasonable, especially for a Switch game because everything on Switch is like marked up by 50%.
Yeah, which is why like the only like re-release that I've played on there, I believe, is Street Fighter.
Right.
But
which is not really a re-release.
It's not re-release. Capcom
got,
releases one every year.
Yeah,
so
it's got online. It's got that fucking color swap mode or whatever.
That's so lame. I still say for that thing you buy it for the artwork that comes with it.
But anyway, the actual game, it's like I said, it borrows a shitload from Harvest Moon, even right down to the affection meter or whatever they used to have in Harvest Moon 64. Remember, it used to be like a colored.
Yeah.
It used to start as like a blue dot or something, and it turned into a heart eventually.
And the heart filled up.
Yeah, or something like that. They have like the exact same thing. It's like a blue little dot in the corner of the screen when you're talking to them. It tells you like your relationship with the character or whatever.
Damn, now I kind of want to play it.
You know what? It's weird because I don't know if I would recommend this game to everyone because it's a farming game.
Sure.
People don't always like these games. But last Saturday and 2 days ago, I was extremely sick and I was in bed miserable. And I said, fuck it, I'm just going to buy it and see what happens. That's like the perfect game to play when you don't feel like doing anything. Because I was just laying in my bed, my Switch did not turn off that whole fucking day.
We like, Cindy and I were like, over the weekend, we were like, he's just going to stay in his room all weekend.
Yeah.
And then like one time I was like, hey, want to go to Starbucks, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I'm really sick. I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
Get out. I'm harvesting
grapes.
Grapes. No, but it's really addictive. That's what I'll say about it. It's a very addicting game. It's got like these little short bursts of satisfaction. You water your plants. You go into town. You give your gifts to your lady. You go home and you sleep, or man.
Really?
Yeah, you can be gay. It doesn't matter.
You couldn't do that in the old Harvest Moon. I was like,
yeah,
it's nice. It's
yeah,
nice.
that's something that apparently Eric Barone was like. He was like, I'd like to give them more options as far as like relationships and if you want to, be gay or straight or whatever. But yeah, so you pick your harvests and you sell them and whatever, and it just, I don't know.
Is there an overarching story though, or is it literally just that?
There is. It's like something. I wasn't really paying attention. I skipped the main cutscene. But it has something to do with the fact that this corporation is taking over a small town.
Oh.
So there's like a big market that you can buy stuff from, but if you buy stuff from them, you're an asshole because there's a little shop.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The music, I really like the music. The music isn't like... It's weird because it's cool that this guy had complete creative control over everything because the music fits so well with the gameplay because of that.
Really?
Like the music is just really relaxing, and it's I don't know.
Is it more songs or is it just more like soothing rhythms kind of thing? Like things that would go in the background?
No, they're real songs. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm bobbing my head while I play this game. They're good tunes. Yeah, but I'm not really in love with the look of the game. I gotta say, like, I
gotta admit that's the one thing that, like, I saw it come out on Steam,
mm-hmm.
and everybody was like, "Since you liked Harvest Moon, you
Yeah.
should like this." And I'm like, "Yeah, but to be honest, it's not a bad style by any means. I've seen some really great pixel artists.
No, I know. It's just,
I'm a little tired.
It's really saturated in the market is this pixel
Yeah.
look. And I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that should stop you from playing this game because, I mean, it took the guy 4 years to make. So, I mean, it's probably 4 years ago he was probably like, this looks great and original. And then all these games came out, you know, and he was just like, shit, now it
Nobody's
looks like,
done pixel art.
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool though, man. Despite that, like the town is really there's a lot of detail in it. It's very lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Every time a new season comes about too, like something changes. Like people will put up Halloween decorations on their house.
Oh, that's fun.
Like super cool little details and touches everywhere.
Does it go in real time? Like if you sleep, like that day is over and it goes through like a calendar month? Or is it like if you turn it off, everything keeps going without you?
Just like Harvest Moon, the seasons are all 1 month.
Okay.
Yeah. And no, it's not like Animal Crossing if that's what you're asking. Where
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
That's the one thing that pissed me off about Animal Crossing. I know I know that's unique to Animal Crossing. That everyone loves that. That's what makes it Animal Crossing. I fucking hate that though, man. Like I don't play for like a day and everyone's like, "Where were you? All the plants died."
It's more of an obligation.
Yeah. So this one's very relaxing, very like put your feet up and play a couple of days of this game. I really like it though. Like I said, I don't know if I could recommend it. You just got to be into farming games, I guess.
I mean, some people are into Minecraft. Would you recommend it to Minecraft people?
Geez, you know what, too? There's a lot of elements in this game that are just like Minecraft, too.
Really?
Yeah,
like you have to chop down wood and to make to gather materials and stuff?
The sound that happens when you pick something up off the ground, it's like a little... I can't do it. Yeah, like that. Exactly like that. The same sound is in this game, and I'm just like, man, they just stole that from Minecraft, or I don't know what's going on.
I bet it's just a free sound from somewhere.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
When Notch was making that game, he was just like, sure, this is from here, blah, 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 and he's just putting things together.
Yeah, exactly.
When you chop down a tree, just go...
No, it's, I mean, yeah, sure. Whatever. I don't know, I guess. But yeah, it's I'm having a really good time with it. I don't know how long I will be playing this, because, you know, maybe I'll get tired of it, but for the foreseeable future, it looks like a pretty good game. And then I also finished Cuphead.
Oh yeah, I saw you playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we say spoilers? I mean, but is it really a spoiler?
I won't spoil anything. All I will say is that game never let me down throughout the entirety of its. I was so hyped for that game, and it surpassed my expectations. Like, I am so fucking happy with that game. I'm still playing it, but like I said, I was sick, so I'm trying to A+ these bosses, and this game is just kicking my ass, and my
yeah.
I'm like sick, and I just can't keep up with this game. So I'm like, let me just try Stardew Valley, see what that's all about.
I got stuck because I mean I would consider myself a pretty good player when it comes to Cuphead. I've got through most people.
Sure.
You know, and I'm stuck on 2 bosses right now, and it's the mermaid, which I know I can beat if I take a couple good runs. I can beat her.
Mermaid.
But I'm stuck on the junkyard robot because goddamn, the amount of projectiles in that fight is ridiculous.
You know what though? I think for that boss in particular, the first phase is the hardest.
Yes.
Because the rest of it is just dodging those like little like those spread shot or those whatever things.
Yeah.
You know what? You know why? Because I beat the first phase without getting hit, and I perfected the rest of it. So I have a perfect
you
score on
know,
that one.
doing that first part is so annoying because either you take out the bottom opening.
I say you. This is the order I did in it.
Did you take out the ray first?
His satellite head thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I took that out first.
Oh, dude, I didn't realize you could do that first.
Yeah, and then I took out the bottom, because he's the thing that comes out from the middle. You can parry, so I wanted that around.
Oh right.
The whole time.
But like once you beat the ray on top, does it release those bombs that follow you?
No, you have. That happens when you destroy the bottom, I think.
Okay, so exclusively the bottom one. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, I swear, man, like I'm getting just annihilated in that first section with all those little planes that come up. I just
That's such
can't
a cool.
deal.
I like that boss a lot too.
That boss is really, like, animated wise.
Yeah.
He's looking like the most impressive one because there's so many elements in there.
I think the mermaid is one of my favorites, but I said last week the dragon was my favorite. I also really like this train enemy.
Yeah, I haven't fought the train yet, but you told me I'm getting pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's getting towards the end because these bosses are really difficult. Like your timing's got to be perfect on some of these.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's her name, Sally Stage Play or something.
She was by the measurement of all the bad guys, she was not the most difficult.
She was kind of easy, and I think what's his name? I think it was Marine Corps. The
mouse?
Yeah.
I love the mouse. The mouse is so good.
He was cool, but he was also really easy.
Yes, he was pretty easy. The part that always messed me up with him was the one that the bomb part where he shoots it and then it spreads on the floor.
Yeah.
That kept getting me.
Yeah.
Because you kind of forget it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I loved how that battle ended, where it, like, opens up and you find out that he was
in the cat.
He was controlling the cat. He was bred the whole time, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, I get you.
But he was great. Not in that he was difficult enough, because I beat him after like maybe 15 tries. And you know that's pretty minimal for this game.
No, I like the design of him, and I always like when they do like in cartoons when it's like, oh, he's a mouse, so he uses like a fucking bottle cap as a table or something.
Apparently,
or like,
apparently Cuphead can shrink to any size.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
But I liked it because he was shooting out, like he was using, yeah, you're right, like he was using bottle caps as like saws and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that part was so great because like they would show you where, so you'd have to like maneuver around him.
Right.
I like that part. That part was because you had to use the dash and the jump in like all his different little like.
Wait, so what? You're on the robot was the last one you fought?
Robot. I'm on Robot and Mermaid. Like those are the last two to get to the last aisle. So I'm getting pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
The mermaid she's great because her song and her dance go together so well.
Yeah,
like they're just so perfect together.
Like the toms, like they're going like do.
Yeah, and of course it's like this old school thing when you want to show a sexy lady in cartoons.
Hips,
and you do those those bass drums to like move her around and stuff.
Right,
It goes really well. But like I love her transformation, and the part in the very beginning where it has like a variance of like 6 different things that she can intermix together.
Right.
Like she could do the blowfish and then one of 2 fishes that she holds like a gun.
Right.
So if you get a good combination, you can like not get hit at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I like that. The second part with her and the stair is just BS.
Where she turns Medusa?
Yeah, because like I figured out there's like a sweet spot right in front of her.
Right.
Where like when she does her stare, her eyes poke out a little.
Yeah, you won't
and she's
get
doing
hit.
her stare, and you can kind of your tail end can be in the ray, but the rest of you isn't, so you won't get hit. The only problem is the stupid eels fire like 50 billion shots at you. That's the hard part.
If you want my advice for that part, I would just save my super for that particular part.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for all the eels to come up, and then when you use your super, they all die, and she usually dies with it right away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the head part, which I got to only like a couple times so far.
Yeah, that part's bullshit because I don't think there's any way to avoid her like turning you to stone. You just have to be somewhere where you're not going to get hit.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was a reference, but in my opinion, those stupid red things that like you have to kind of maneuver your way around. Like if you're in that red seaweed, you get hit.
Right.
I think, and it's my opinion, I think that's from Ninja Turtles, the original game.
Okay.
where it's like in the second part of that thing, like you dive under, you jump off a dam and you're in the water, and there's this BS part where you have to travel through the seaweed, and if you're in the seaweed, you get electrified.
Oh,
and it was like this really, really stupid BS part that I could never get past. And it was
I don't
like
remember that. No.
It's really bad, but it feels like that part all over again. So
that first Ninja Turtles game, we had it.
Yeah.
And I fucking never played it because I was like, this is the stupidest game.
It's a piece of shit game. That's what it is.
Really bad.
Part 2 was so much better.
Yeah, part 2 was the arcade game. That's the one everybody wanted to play.
Exactly. But so far, I'm there. I really feel like I can beat her. I just need a good run, and I can get her.
All I'll say about the final boss is he does not disappoint in terms of difficulty and in terms of animation. Like,
really?
It's just fucking so nice to look at. Everything about that last boss.
Have you fought any of these bad guys on simple?
No.
None of them, huh?
I tried, and I tried just to find out what happens, and I think all that happens is you can see the whole fight, but you don't get a flag or anything.
But you pass them, or
yeah,
you don't?
you pass it or whatever, but you don't get to actually progress. Basically, like you get to see the whole fight. Like you can practice.
Also, like you can practice the fight.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's actually kind of cool. Maybe I'll try that a couple times and see if I can beat him, or like see the whole fight flesh out.
Yeah.
Maybe come with a strategy. I've just never tried it because I don't want to be I don't want to be like beat it on a lower level when I can just beat it on hard. You know
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think it lets you progress at all.
Have you found the hidden bosses yet? I've heard there's hidden bosses.
That's what I heard too, but I haven't found any. So I'm going through and I'm A+ing all the bosses to see if I can unlock anything. I don't know.
I went back and fought one of the early bosses, and I'm like, wow, so easy compared to the rest of them.
Yeah.
Like I went back and fought the Dragon Quest slime.
Oh yeah, he's easy.
He's so easy compared to any of the other ones. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I can't believe at one point I thought this was difficult. Like it's so.
How far you've come.
I don't know if it's just skill wise, but I'm just like, oh man, this is simple. And by the way, I didn't know that you could reconfigure the buttons.
Yeah.
That would have helped.
Yeah, because my friend was saying this too. He doesn't like that the dash is at the top button.
I would have preferred it as either one of the bumpers.
Yeah, I could see that too. I mean, it's like yeah, it just feels more natural to have it like a dash is like a trigger
bumper.
or something. Yeah.
Was it like that in Mega Man X? Like dash was on the triggers?
No, but people usually switch it to that.
Yeah, it just feels better. I don't know why it feels better right there.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I can't wait to see the end of the game. But to be honest, I'm gonna be sad when I finish that game.
Yeah,
because I want there to be more.
I was putting off finishing it because I was like, "Fuck!" I just don't want it to end. I want it to always be there as like, you know what? Let me go back to this game.
Maybe we'll get lucky, and he's still the brothers are still animating, and they're gonna release some DLC, like another couple bosses. Like I'd pay like another $10 for another island worth of bad guys.
A whole island, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And then at the end of the year, they'll be like, "Hey, $60, all the DLC, the game together, $60 game of the year."
Sure, why not? I don't think I've ever seen game of the year for an indie game, but
yeah, you're right. That's probably not the case. But yeah, can't wait to see the train guy and what I assume like these guys are at the end, but like the dice dude and the devil, I assume I fight them at some point because I'm sure I'm gonna fight them or whatever. So
yeah,
I can't wait.
I was actually playing Donkey Kong Country because my friend brought over a Super Nintendo Classic and we were playing Donkey Kong Country, and that game fucking really holds up. That's such a great game, dude.
It really is.
You know what? It made me think about something though.
Wait, did you guys actually beat it?
No.
Okay.
But we were playing it, and I was just playing it and thinking about how like, man, I know this game like the back of my hand. It's like it never left my house, you know. It doesn't change obviously. But I was thinking about it like, is there ever gonna be another game like this, like childhood games that kids, you know, you're forced to only play this one game for so long. I wonder if that's even a thing anymore. You know, like will kids like 20 years from now look back at games and be like, oh, I played this game every day when I was a little kid, or is there just too much shit nowadays? Is it too accessible to get like a $10 game and
I don't know. I think it will be because as much as games are available now,
Uh-huh.
like our nephew plays a bunch of games, I think there is still a kind of a restriction when it comes to money. Like,
Yeah, I know, but like even our nephew, it's like I would see him playing his Xbox, and he would play a game for like 5 minutes, and then he would like close the application and go do something else.
yeah,
And then he would close that application, and he would go do something else, and I was just like, just play one fucking game, like Jesus Christ! Like this is why we got good at games, is because we kept doing the same thing over and over again, and it's like.
yeah.
It might
as soon as
sound
he,
it might sound boring or like, oh man, that sounds like work, but it's just like you just focus on one thing and you'd be surprised what you can accomplish, like.
yeah, I guess that's true because as soon as he like something gets too difficult or he doesn't like it, he just moves over to the next thing.
Yeah,
And what's funny is he's been playing like GTA 5, or he played that for a while, but only because he could keep doing heists, which were like the same thing over and over again.
Sure.
So he just got really good at that, and he was like, "Man, I got billions of dollars in this game." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's not really difficult. Like, it's not something difficult to play." I wonder if he would even play Cuphead, because because the game gets hard really fast.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would even try it.
I don't know. I mean that actually does seem kind of like a game that I like. I'm playing it and I'm already like I already know what happens here because like I've played these fucking bosses so many times. It's like I know where to put my plane so I don't get shot by Medusa's like rays.
Yeah.
And, like there's things that I've already memorized about it. But I don't know. I was just thinking about that because Donkey Kong Country is just such a solid game, man.
I just think it's kind of like the whole Saturday morning cartoon thing, right?
Oh, okay.
Like no kids are doing Saturday morning cartoons anymore.
Right.
Because that whole thing about cartoons only coming on at a certain time, a certain day, blah, blah, blah. Everybody has cable or Netflix or Hulu. They could just watch whatever they want on binge.
I mean, honestly, too, it's like you ask a kid what they want to watch, they'll probably say YouTube videos nowadays.
Yeah, that too. They could just boot up whatever they want on YouTube.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that whole this is the game we used to play because this is all I could afford, or this was all that was out.
Yeah.
Because like video games back in the day, you only had really two options: Sega or Nintendo.
Right.
There was PC gaming, but it's not really.
Right. There was Power Pete.
Oh my god! Do you remember? I don't know. Maybe you were too young to remember this, but I remember my mom had like this old school IBM, and I'm talking about like old school where the prompt, like the whole screen was green.
Are you gonna say Commander Keen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, I went to go buy that at a supermarket, and I was like, I'm gonna play this game when I get home. It's Commander Keen. It's on this floppy disk, like the actual floppy disk.
If I remember correctly, you couldn't even figure out how to like.
I never figured out how to boot it up. And I think I cried because I would look at it was only like a sleeve. It was like a $5 game on a sleeve.
Yeah, it was like a floppy disk.
And I was like, look how cool this game looks.
Mm-hmm.
And I would see like the 3 screenshots on the back. I was like, I could be collecting coins. I could be in space. And I got so pissed because the only game I could ever get to work was like Chess Master.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's it. I think Chess Master was the only... Like, and it came with all these games in this... Like, Mom got this computer. I don't remember where she got it. But there was all these games with it, and I was only able to ever figure out how to do that on it.
That sucks.
I was so disappointed. I was like, Chess Master, great.
You know what's funny, too, is like... I was like, I don't remember seeing the game. And I just came to the conclusion, like, oh, you probably didn't figure out ever how to, like, boot it up. And that's exactly what happened.
Because it was back in the day where you had to do, like, CD boot.
Yeah.
CD blah, blah, blah. And it was those things where when you put in the floppy, you had to flip down the little tab to make sure that it stayed in there. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you know what? Commander Keen was probably shitty anyway, so who cares?
I'll never know.
We got a Nintendo, so you got way better games anyway.
Yeah, and we got the Mac eventually.
Yeah.
My sister's Macintosh, so...
We got amazing point-and-click games on the Mac, so...
Yeah. Then we got Sam and Max, and I was like, yes.
There you go. See,
Yeah.
it all worked out. Don't even worry about it. Final thoughts, Ernie, on this amazing program.
On the I'll say, don't go watch the Justice League trailer. I'm
Okay.
not all in.
Okay.
Not in.
Whoa.
Not in
Whoa.
on this. Stardew Valley, I'm going to go check it out.
All right,
because
cool.
I did love,
Harvest
Moon 64. I love that game.
Okay.
And Cuphead, please, please, please give it a shot. It's $20. You spend more on coffee in a week.
Right.
You just support these guys. These are Awesome dudes.
Try my product. Do you remember that guy?
Try my product.
You don't remember that guy?
No, what are you talking about?
Oh shit.
Try my product. Is
was-
it like he said it like that?
Yeah,
like all sad?
it was a Windows learning program, and it was a guy who was like, "I'll send you this for free if you just like send me a letter." And he
Oh
goes,
my god! I just had a flashback.
Yeah, and he goes.
Oh, you could learn all these things on my CD
and
set.
he would go, "Try my product." All right.
I thought you were gonna say that stupid guy on Shark Tank.
No. Okay, whatever. If you remember
Wait. All right. Final thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, that's my final thought.
No, come on. Final thought.
If you remember, try my product. Put it in the comments. No, that's it. That's all I got. All right, that's it for this week, guys. See you next week.
See you guys.